Here's my biggest concern about Sunday, and I talked at length about this on my latest Lockdown Patriots. Drake Maye's decisions to scramble. And obviously, we'll get into how great Drake has been, and we all talked about it. I mean, the guy's been great. He's an MVP candidate. We've waxed poetic. We continue to throw bouquets at his feet. He was, again, really good against Tennessee. But, Greg, watching the game and like a hardo grinding the all-22 this week, I saw a number of plays where Drake decides to scramble when he has open guys. And the one that bothered me the most was third quarter, right out of halftime, your first offensive possession. It's a 1st and 10. Drake is under center. You run a play-action bootleg. And Efton Chisholm and Hunter Henry give up a pressure on Drake's right side. And there's a point here where Drake can step up into the pocket and make a throw. Mac Hollins is open. The play is there to be had. It reminded me somewhat of the play against Miami when Drake had the pressure to his right, and instead of scrambling, he kept his eyes downfield, stepped up, took care of the football, and found Ramondre Stevenson. But instead, this time, he takes off and he runs. Now, he gets 6 yards, but this is also the play where Drake Maye smacks the back of his head on the turf. And it's one of those things where I'm just watching going, man, oh, man, I love you, Drake. You've been excellent. But if you remain a passer, which has been an emphasis, if you remain a passer and you find Mac Hollins, you don't smack the back of your head against the turf. And you probably get more. You definitely get more than 6 yards. Was this as prevalent to you as you watched?
Absolutely, Nick. Throwing the ball, I thought Drake Maye was outstanding in this game. I didn't have him for, 1- throw. I think he had there was the throw on the sideline to Kyle Williams, who didn't run a great route, that the ball could have been a little bit better. I want to say that was the play that TreVeyon Henderson gave up a pressure, which is another reason
It was a late pressure. It was a late pressure.
Yep, late pressure, and another reason why he's not playing, which I'm sure we'll mention at some point. But when I graded him, you may or may not be surprised to know that Drake, at the end of the day, did not come out highly graded by me in this game. And the only reason was what you're talking about. There were way too many instances in this game where he had options and took off and took unnecessary hits. And, and not all of them. I mean, sometimes, he makes a 19-yard scramble, which he didn't need to do. I'm not going to mark him down on that. But there are others like that one where that he gets hit. I'm putting that quarterback hit on him. And in this game, I had 1 sack and 3 quarterback hits on Drake Maye. And there were multiple instances in this game where he did that. First quarter, 9:28. Drake Maye scrambles up the middle to Tennessee 16 for 11 yards. He had Diggs and Hooper open, but runs. Takes a shot to his left thigh. That same drive, Drake Maye sacked for 0 yards. Doesn't really take a hit. And I didn't mark him down for this play, but he could have quickly thrown. It was one of those boot actions, and he's got Hunter Henry. He's got a couple steps on the guy, and it's not a glorious play, and nobody's really open on the play. But, instead of throwing it to Hunter Henry or just chucking it into the seats once he gets outside the tackle box, he doesn't take much of a hit, but I've seen him take hits on these types of plays, and he takes a 0-yard sack. I got to go back and look at it, Nick, because I want to say, because I think now he's been sacked like 20-something times this year, low 20s. I think it was 18 coming into this game, and probably 10 of them were for 0, 1, or 2 yards.
Yeah.
And maybe I can get Giardi to ask Drake Maye this today, or Josh McDaniels on Thursday. But I want to know why Drake Maye's not throwing these balls away, because at one of these points he's going to get croaked on one of these. But anyways, second quarter, 11:43, Drake Maye scrambles up the middle for 19 yards. Diggs and Hollins are wide open on the play.
Yep.
Takes a low shot at the end. 6:22, Drake Maye scrambles left end, pushed out of bounds for 4 yards. That was a good scramble down to the Tennessee 7. No problem with that. He gets out of bounds, doesn't take a hit, didn't have anything on the play. 1:48 left. Drake Maye scrambles at the middle for 9 yards. Stevenson is open for a check down, but at least Drake Maye slid on this play. So that was good. Didn't mark him down for that. Third quarter, you talked about it. Hollins is open. It was kind of a weird, slow developing play. It was one of those max protection plays. The protection was fine. Even after he gets concussed, and I don't know if we want to talk about what kind of concussion evaluation keeps a guy out only 3 plays after he bangs his head on the turf and he shakes his head like, woo, I got my bell rung. And he's only out for 3 plays. 4:40 left in the third quarter. Drake Maye scrambles left tackle for 3 yards. 3 guys are open. He's tackled hard and low. Fourth quarter in a 31-13 game, and I know it was 3rd and 3 around midfield, and he dove for the sticks, but there was a blitz. The protection was fine. Stevenson picked up a blitz. It was fine. The protection was fine. Diggs is open in the middle of the field. Maye lays out for a first down like it's the Super Bowl's on the line when it's 31-13. So that's just a sampling of, yes, I'm bothered, Nick. I'm very bothered by it. I'm sure the coaches are. Even Mike Vrabel has said, football is a 100% injury sport. If he continues to play like this, he will get hurt. He will miss portions of a game or multiple games. You see it across the league. Look at Jaden Daniels. Look at all these guys. About the only guy, Patrick Mahomes, has been injured in the past due to his excessive running around and keeping plays open. Not that Drake's really doing that at this point. But we all know the Patriots, the way they are currently constituted, if you have visions of them, possibly playing for an AFC championship and going to a Super Bowl, and jockeying for seeding. Right now, they're the number 2 seed. And I don't think any of these at this point are outrageous, especially with the Patriots to this far having the greatest injury luck in the league. But if Drake Maye continues to play like this, like he did on Sunday, which I think was the worst example of him doing this season, he will get injured. The Patriots will lose games, and all that stuff you're dreaming about will not happen.